As part of Advance's 30 years of investing with wisdom, we just wanted to compile a few thoughts from some of our underlying global contacts and managers from around the world. What wisdom means to me and to Advance is very much about listening. It's also about understanding and then applying that to the very environment that we're operating within.
I think wisdom is intelligence tempered with experience.
I think it's about being patient, listening rather than talking.
Wisdom's got a lot of dimensions. It covers intelligence, knowledge, insight, but it's also tempered with humanity and an understanding of people.
Wisdom to me means what is really the source of market information and what is really market telling you.
It's critical to know what you do know, critical to know what you don't, and critical then to bring in people to help you fill in the gaps.
My parents always taught us as kids to treat people like you want to be treated yourself, and I think that attitude and philosophy carries you a long way in life.
The best advice I've ever received, which I look back on as wisdom, was it's better to try and fail than not to attempt. You don't know your limits, you don't know your boundaries until you test them.
I find market is the biggest teacher.
I think it's about being paranoid, to be honest. As a good investor, if you're sleeping well at night, then I think you're probably doing something wrong. You're always got to be on the game, thinking about what could go wrong.
I think the one that I've heard a few times in the investment markets is that the markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. But probably the most useful piece of wisdom is marry that girl, don't let her get away.
That old adage about finding a career that you love is great, and if you find a career that you love and you're pretty good at it, then you're doubly lucky. I don't know whether that was wise, but that was probably a pretty critical moment for me.
Really sticking to a repeatable, thoughtful process versus coming up with one brilliant idea, because we generally don't find those random brilliant ideas are repeatable, and we believe we are in the business of giving consistent, repeatable returns to our clients.
I think if I had to name one thing, moving down here 10 years ago from the UK was a pretty wise move.
The wisest investment decision I've made is being a shareholder and equity holder in the last 3 businesses in which I've worked.
I think scaling up our investment insights across a global universe has been a really wise thing to do.
I think the wisest investment decision I ever made was to invest in my own education.
I still think that my education is the wisest personal investment decision I've ever made. Investing in that heavier than most people did early on in my life has felt like a big investment to me at the time, taking extra years at university, but those have really paid off in spades ever since then.